Hey there, friends. We are here in Century City, LA for Sinners. Now, I've been really excited about this film. So many of my friends have seen it already. We've been hearing about this, I feel like, since CinemaCon of last year. So this is a big film, and honestly, I'm trying my best not to let what everyone has said about Michael B. Jordan, about the music, about how incredible Coogler did with this film. I've been seeing so many interviews with him, but we're going to go in as blind as possible and just let this movie overwhelm us. From the costuming to the sound to the actors, I feel like this movie is about to transport us into a brand new world. So, without further ado, let's go watch Sinners. I have quite literally just gotten out of the theaters at the AMC, and Sinners is everything that everyone has said. I'm going to be honest with you, and it's going to be as normal reviews are. We'll do a non-spoiler review at the beginning, and then towards the end, I will get into a little bit of spoilers. But this is a movie that you truly have to experience in the theaters, in IMAX, not only for the picture, but also for the sound. In fact, we were walking out of the theaters, and one of the girls behind us said this was Endgame loud. This was probably one of the loudest films she had seen since Endgame. Was this film a 10 out of 10 for me? No, until we got to the cutscene. I posted it on my stories. I was bawling my eyes out. If you walk out of this film before seeing that mid-credit scene, you will be doing a disservice to yourself. Sinners is truly incredible, and what Michael B. Jordan does in both of these roles is beautiful. The dichotomy between these brothers, it's beautiful. This story plays on a lot of old mythology. Most specifically, the story that I thought of when watching this film was the devil and the fiddle, how this boy played a fiddle and it was just so beautiful, and he challenged the devil to a fiddle off and won. Is this a direct correlation to that? Not so much. There's a lot that plays off of it, but it does play off of a lot of those folklore and the mythology and the way that they do this beautiful, and I'm still trying to stay non-spoiler, I promise you. But the way that they do this beautiful section where they interweave the past and the present and the future, it is so cool. The way that music connects us in so many different ways. I believe that Coogler really found something beautiful and is telling a beautiful story. But as someone who is Black and has a connection to this film in a deeper way, I felt so much, I felt so much from this film in so many different ways. I know what it means to struggle. I know what it means to strive for greatness. I know what it means to want more than the station that you're at. And I felt that all throughout this film, and having a close connection to certain members of your family, but also being tough with your family and telling your family, you gotta fucking do it. You gotta work. It's there. Everything is there. And those serious familiar bonds are so beautiful. And leaving home and coming back and fighting for what you want, it was everything. It's interesting. I talk to my friends a lot, and I even talked to my guest that I went with today about The Handmaid's Tale and how that's a story that is real and it's gripping and it's hard to watch. And a lot of people don't watch that, particularly because of how real it is and how in your face. However, I feel like this is very similar to that situation. It's very much Handmaid's Tale in that you almost don't want to watch it because the situations are so real. They talk about slavery, they talk about lynching, they talk about what it means to be a Black person in this time. Men, women, we see people, and you see this in the trailers too, so it's not spoiling a lot, but you see people picking cotton, and it's after the Jim Crow era, so it's okay. It's not necessarily slavery anymore. We've moved past that. They even make a comment, and this is slight spoiler, slight not, but they make a comment saying that the Ku Klux Klan doesn't exist anymore, and of course the whole audience laughs because yes, they do. Even in this time, they do. So I think it plays with those tendencies and those very serious issues in a way that makes the uncomfortableness a little bit more comfy and the comfortable very, very uncomfy. It kind of balances in a really nice way. I'm going to get to the spoilery bit right now, and we're not going to go too deep into that because I still really want you guys to enjoy this film. But what I will say is, and this is a spoiler bit, I'm going to tell you spoilers right now, so if you don't want to get the spoilers, please go check this out. Check it out in your closest IMAX. Make sure you guys watch this immediately, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, so make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. We're getting into the spoiler bits now. There were not enough vampires. For someone who's not the biggest horror buff, but who loves vampires, who grew up on Twilight and Bram Stoker and all of these, Nosferatu, those kind of movies where it's very vampiric heavy, what I will say is it's not a lot of vampires until you get to maybe the third act, and even that, it kind of wraps up pretty quickly. We all look forward to seeing a lot of vampires, and even the big battle scene, the big vampiric battle scene with all of the vampires that they've taken and transformed. It felt rushed to me, and I felt myself kind of yawning. I'm not gonna lie. There were certain parts that I felt like the storyline, they were giving so much exposition and so much backstory and so much emotional stakes into which normally is really good in a story. I just felt like it was overloaded a little bit, that I found myself falling out of the story and trying to find my way back in, and I was always hoping that the vampires were going to be the thing that brought me back into it, but it just took a while, and it was a lot of teasing. It was a lot of cat and mouse in this film, and I like my vampires to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more sexy, a little bit more forward. I'm sure you guys have all seen it now, but Straw Hat Goofy on his Get Wreck show talked to Ryan Coogler about the inspiration behind the eyes, and that being Puss in Boots. And that is, now that that has been said, that's all that I see around the entirety of this film. All I'm seeing when I watch this is Puss in Boots. And for me, again, someone who really likes those dark horror vampires, it kind of took me out of it a little bit. I won't lie to you. It made me feel it just took it out for me a little bit. It made it feel a little bit more childish, and I almost wish I didn't know about that, because all I saw was Puss in Boots kind of fighting the eyeball vampires. The last thing that I'm gonna say is I feel like Haley Steinfeld did such a wonderful job in this. She has a lot of, if you're a Haley Steinfeld fan thinking this is gonna be very Disney Channel, know that she says a lot of graphic words that immediately had me clutching my pearls, because I'm seeing Gwen Stacy, I'm seeing the Hawk Girl, Hawk Girl from Marvels, I'm seeing cute little Haley Steinfeld, and the words that are coming out of her mouth in this rated R gripping vampire tale it was jarring, I will say, but the role fits her so well, and I love that we found a way for her to become this emotional, mature character in a very fun way, and the way that she plays off of both Michael B. Jordans is just immaculate. And in fact, the entire cast and crew of this worked together so well that it felt, like I said in the earlier video, like a family. But I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I feel like this is a great film. I feel like there's so much more that I could talk about Ryan Coogler, about Michael B. Jordan, and about the way that they just work together to make this beautiful film. But I just want to make sure that you guys go and watch it. So make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. I do want to hear all of you guys talking in the comments, and let me know exactly how you guys feel after watching it. And let me know what your favorite vampire film is and where this one will fit into that category. For me, again, this movie was a 9 out of 10, but it was that cutscene that made it an 11 out of 10. Make sure that you stay to see it. Bawling my eyes out. I'll see you guys for the next one. Talk to you soon.